Hello dear friends! So in this video I'm going to show you how to post-process resin prints. As you see, there's already a finished print hanging from the build plate, and I will turn around the corner, and then from then on you will only see my hands showing how to do all the steps. Okay, see you later with a hopefully nice looking finished result. So here you can see all the things that I'm going to use during this process. Very important are these gloves. Then lots of paper towels. If you don't have such a base here, you can also use a kitchen tablet. Tweezers, a small kitchen knife, syringe, not for the cleaning process, but I will show you later. Brush, a small spatula, Tupperware, kind of Tupperware like food container that seals properly. One for the pre-wash, one for the final wash. Some IPA, isopropanol. I like to buy mine from this company here. It's a European company. I think it's located in Germany. And also a small, cheap ultrasonic cleaner. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. I will already set this to 480 seconds. Then what you see here is a blower, an air blower. Normally you use it for cleaning camera lenses. But that will be very handy to blow dry the prints in order to see if they have been washed off properly. I will show you later. So for all the steps, it's important to wear gloves. In the beginning, I had to use loads of paper towels, but the more I print, the less messy it gets, so you get like a routine. As you see here, I will put a link to the model below so you can download it. What I like to do is I like to use business cards, and I like to wipe off the excess a bit. This has been hanging here already since yesterday, so there's not so much left. And another thing I like to do is I like to hang it something like this here inside the build chamber. I don't have anything. I have to build myself an adapter, so maybe your printer has a better solution to do this. So I just like to hang it here. Oh, it's not so easy. So it can drip off for a while. Oh, where's the position? Yeah, like that. Okay, and I let it hang there for, let's say, 10 minutes or so until most of the resin is gone. So I'll come back to you in a moment when this step is done. I will reuse these gloves as I haven't been wearing them for long. I just turn them upside down like that. And then later I just do like this and blow inside. Don't wear them other side around because there's a magnesium powder on them, and that will not be good for your prints. Okay, gonna be back in a moment. Okay, here we go. So now I will take it out. And always close the lid right away. But before I do that, I will just comb through the resin gently in order to see if there's something that has been getting stuck to the bed, to the web foil. But it seems to be clean. Otherwise you would feel a resistance. And so I wipe it off here like that. And then we're ready to go for the next print. Just close it quickly, otherwise it will cure. Okay, so I always like to reuse them. Quite handy. Great. Or you could also use playing cards if you don't have any business cards. So instead of using the big scraper, I always like to use a kitchen knife. And yeah, these small little things here are the plugs that were inside. I will try to get them off, trying not to lose them. So this is here step number 1. And then I just simply wash it carefully in there. Oh, they're so tiny. Oops, try not to lose them. Small little things. I don't even know if I'm going to use them later on. So number 1, number 2. I've sliced this here with Chutu box, which you know, the process you will see in another video, because the slicer that I have only works on my machine, and I was just curious to see if I could use Chutu box to create a G-code file or a SLC, I think it's called. And the SLC file is the one that only contains the sliced layers on pictures, and my machine accepts that kind of code, so I was able to print it using that file. Okay, here we go. I always like to print on a small little base, gives more stability. And as you see, I have not tilted this model because I hollowed the model out, and so the resin can drip out of the model easier. I like to print it like that. Okay, so here we go. Where are the tweezers? Just leave it in there for a moment. And then we will take care about this here. Just clean it up quickly. And then it's really, really important that there is no residue left, that you really inspect it. And it should be absolutely flat. If you can feel any bump in there, you should clean it. You know, if it's resin, scratch it off. And if you have scratched the metal, then you should take sandpaper and make it even again, make it smooth again. Otherwise, you will damage your wet foil. Okay, then just gently clean it, and then you can hang it back into your printer like that. Okay, so let's put this aside. I'm going to show you later the process of removing the resin with this. This is really handy, but not now, because I'm not going to exchange any resin for the moment. Great. So let's remove it out of this bath here. This was just pre-washing. So I always like to use the older IPA or isopropanol for this procedure, but this is it's still good enough. And yeah, as you see here, this is quite okay. And let's close this. You know, when I pour the isopropanol in there, I always keep the empty bottles, and then I fill once the IPA is dirty. As you can see here, it's quite discolored, and there's lots of gooey resin in there, and then I can just bring it to the recycling center. I never pour anything down the drain. That is not good for the environment. So this is container number 2. It always contains the cleaner isopropanol, Here we go, like that. I don't know if you can see this here, this mat. It's a cutting mat that you normally use for crafting. I can really recommend one of these. If you don't want to use a tray like this, you can also work on this one, because you can always wipe off the resin, the uncured resin from it, and nothing will happen. It's really, really good. So here we go, the second bath. Just put it in there gently, like that. And then we're going to put it into the Ultrasonic Machine. Now this is a very cheap one I bought at Aldi some years ago, and when I bought my printer I thought, oh, this would be maybe a good option to clean the resin models, and it really works great. So you have to put water in there, that's really important, otherwise you will damage the ultrasonic. So I'm going to let it run now, and I'm going to come back to you. As you see, I'm taking off these gloves, turn them around again, like that. I'm going to reuse again. I don't like creating huge amounts of waste. So maybe even this one can still be used for cleaning something off, like here. Great, so see you in a moment. The ultrasonic is finished, as you can see, so we can take out the container now. Open it up. Actually, I want to print some inserts here, a basket or something, because as you can see, the iPad is cloudy now, and there's always a bit of residue floating around, and sometimes it gets stuck to the model, and it's not so nice. Let's see, let's inspect if it looks great, good enough, or if we maybe have to wash it a little bit more. So as you see now, I take this little blower and I carefully please take care that you have enough ventilation in your room. I'm kind of used to this stuff because I'm a dental technician. I'm exposed to resins at work, so I can deal with it. So yeah, I can see that it's really clean. You know, there's no shiny areas left, which proves to me that it seems to be clean. Of course, here in this area I cannot see it yet. What we can do is we can take the last thing I didn't show you yet is these snippers. Mostly they come with the printer. And so what we can do now, and I will change the camera position, we will start carefully snipping off these supports. If it's not a model that I need for mechanical parts, you know, I will not cure it now. I will cure it afterwards, simply because after curing, some resins, they are very brittle, and I found out that if I cured it first and then snipped off, I often had some parts breaking out, because the resin, you know, the supports broke off in the wrong area, and then they damaged the model by snipping off. So I just leave it like it is at the moment. And mechanical parts where the deformations could have an influence on the part fitting to another part, I would first cure it and then cut it off lower maybe, and then work my way up very carefully, trying not to damage the model. Yeah. Okay, so see you in a moment. So here you can see what the model looks like now with all the supports. And as you can clearly see, the surface is not shiny anymore, it's matte. As I said before, I will start now taking off the supports. And I will be very careful. Maybe we start a little bit lower. I put on a lot of supports here because I wanted the bow to come out nicely. If you do not apply enough supports, you will have sagging areas, and I didn't want to have that. As you see, it's still a bit flexible. As I said before, if it's too brittle, it would easily break. You know, if you have a model that has been printing for many hours, this is really annoying if you end up having dents in your finished print just because the support material is ripping out little areas in your surface. Of course, you could repair them, but you would need a hand curing lamp. I will try to buy a cheap one just to test out and find out how you could repair things. That will be another project, but at the moment I still don't have anything like that. You see, this already fell off. I hope I didn't damage anything, but you could see now it easily falls off if you don't take care, and the risk of damaging things is big, you know. Okay, let's go on. Hope nothing happened there. Especially in areas that are very skinny, you know, it's the risk of damaging or breaking off parts is can happen very easily. Okay, this will take a time. I will go fast forward. Yeah, that is okay. As you can see there, I don't know if you can see it, there's these small little dents in there. But on the bottom it doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm gonna go to my other desk, and I will do the fine cleaning. As you can see, there's still lots of little pieces left here on the model, but I'm not going to use the snipper anymore, or I'm going to do it in a more controlled way. I have a microscope. If you don't have something like that, I know it's maybe it's too expensive to have a microscope or to buy one, but I invested in that because I'm also going to do other projects besides making these figurines. I'm going to create jewelry, so there I really need a microscope. But maybe a loupe would be enough if your eyes are better than mine. Okay, so see you in a moment, and then you're gonna see a time lapse of me cleaning up the model until it's finished. Now she's finished. As you can see, it's a great looking model. Please take your time. Don't rush, otherwise you might destroy parts, cut off too much. And the varnish helps you to hide the areas that you filed off or cut off or processed in any kind of way, because they will be dusty and yeah, to get them, to get an even shiny appearance, you just use this varnish. Yeah, maybe something like that. It doesn't have to be the exact same company. Yeah, I even made some tests with clear nail polish. Builds up a layer, but it could be also okay. Maybe you buy a thinner and you make a little bit thinner consistency, and then it might also work. And you saw me also using the blower. After I applied the varnish, it was a little bit too thick, so I blew away the excess. I used a very cheap micromotor. I will put some links underneath the video for examples. It doesn't have to be the exact same one, but I would really recommend you to buy one with a foot pedal, because that yeah, makes things much easier. And yeah, I have here a dental tungsten carbide burr, but you could also use a kit of diamonds that you can buy on Amazon, that they also work fine. And this only costs roughly about 65 US dollars. So it doesn't have to be an expensive one. I recorded it with my Logitech camera. I think it's a 922 or 920. I don't know. There's no description on it. Let me see. I don't remember which one I bought there. I think it's a 922. And so for the tools I used, you saw me this snipper that I already used for cutting off the supports, toothbrush. This one here I used to get rid of the dust in small areas. Sharpie. If you don't have such a micromotor, you could also try using this knife here. I don't know, do you call it Sharpie? And this is very handy. These are files, small little files for model making, I think. Those are from the company Rebelle. I don't know if they are also available in the US, but it's a very well-known brand in Germany. Yeah. And what I also used here for the base, a normal nail file, yeah, just to straighten it out. And for cleaning, I also used a little bit of alcohol. You know, after I was finished, I just went over this entire surface with a toothbrush and a little bit of isopropanol before I applied the varnish. Great. So, of course, I know this is not the best looking color. I think in gray it will be much better, but I just used what I had in my vat. And another thing that I want to show you, maybe this would be an extra video, is coatings, color coatings. So a lot of people are using buff and rub. I think it's rub and buff. Yeah, it's not so easy available. You know, it's not so easy to buy it here where I live. So I just used some wax paste metal from a company called Pent Art. Yeah, they have different colors. So this one here is a metallic bronze, and yeah, you could apply it to the surface. I will show you an example of what it could look like. So this is the exact same resin, and this is here just one application on the surface. As you see, you cannot see the green through it anymore at all. So they have different colors available. Just look on it. Look on Amazon. Maybe it's also available where you live. Maybe not in the US. I think the US guys, they should really go for the rub and buff. And they have different colors available. Yeah, great. So I will show you a close-up of the figurine, and then I hope you end up having similar results as I have. Would be nice to if you would share them with me. Okay, bye bye.